learn a language in just 10 minutes a day. Complete fluency guaranteed or your money back. Our revolutionary product is based on the latest research in human cognition. Yeah, it sounds too good to be true, but it's based on research, so it must be okay, right? I study how people learn languages. More specifically, I study how we test if someone knows a language. Imagine you have two groups of people, okay? Group 1 learns German in a traditional classroom setting. Group 2 goes to sleep every night with a pair of headphones, listening to old Baywatch episodes dubbed in German. You want to know, after 30 days, which group has learned more German. So you give both groups a test, the same test, which tells you that Group 2, the Baywatch group, has learned more German. It's amazing. Call Rosetta Stone, tell them we have a new product for them to sell. But let's back up and let's look at this test. What were the questions? Were they written in such a way that one group would find them easier to understand? In other words, were they asking about grammar, or were they asking about David Hasselhoff? I look at the quality of tests that we use in language research. Now, to judge test quality, there's some information that researchers need to give us in articles. But how many do this? To answer this question, I looked at 385 articles over a 5-year period. And what I found was disturbing in terms of transparency and study quality. First of all, only 58% of the language tests told us where the tests were coming from. In other words, we don't know who wrote the test. Was it a testing company? Was it a teacher? Was it the researcher, him or herself? Second, and I know you all know this, sometimes when you take a test, you get to a question that you don't understand. So you ask about it. The teacher looks at it and says, that's kind of an odd question. Probably shouldn't have included that on the exam. This is why we need to test tests before we actually give them. Only 17% of the tests that I looked at have reported having done this. And third, test reliability. Now that's a number that tells us if a test measures what it claims to measure. And only 28% of the tests I looked at had reported this number. Now, just because information doesn't get reported doesn't mean that the test is bad. And let's face it, paying $50 for a sketchy language learning program isn't the worst thing in the world. But remember this, educational policy, what our children learn, that's based on research.